Hi and welcome. Today I'm going to talk about regulation, which seems to be a bit of a buzzword at the moment. And there's good reason for that, because you can do with all the regulation you can get in this world at the moment. What exactly are we regulating? If you think of a tightrope walker, he's regulating his weight on a very thin piece of wire. What are we regulating when we speak about regulation? People call it emotional regulation, as if you must now decide, I'm not going to be angry, I'm so angry. Or you have to shut your tears down and not cry. I mean, what you can do is you can put your mind somewhere else and you can rearrange the content of yourself and so impact your emotions. But it's not as though one can dance with emotion as much as I would say that you can dance with energy. So when you are in a situation, there is energy. People call it noise or information or tension. For me, all of that is kind of energetic something or other. I don't think we quite know exactly what's going on there. Maybe the other people do, but I don't. So regulating yourself is, you have to be conscious in order to regulate yourself. If you're just oblivious and unconscious, there's no person to be regulating, and there's no subject to be doing anything. So I don't know how you're going to regulate if you're not something. To regulate, one has to arrive and be in the moment, or with yourself, or aware of yourself. I think instinctively we probably regulate ourselves unconsciously, in the sense that if we're afraid, we run away. So it's a kind of unconscious, subconscious regulation, which is just responding to an information we have of fear, and then we fly and run away. If you talk about conscious regulation, which means that you want to be compos mentis in a moment and regulate your experience of something. And I'd like to say that one is regulating energy. You're regulating noise and information inside your nervous system. I mean, I think to a degree people tell you to stop and to breathe and to calm down. I mean, whatever calm down means. But regulation for me is the endeavor to stay compos mentis in a moment. Let's talk about a stressful day or a stressful life, and you've got a lot of pressure on you, and you have to stay regulated and get through the program and get through the day. So the tension that pushes down on you is energy that's crushing down on you, and it's energy inside of your nervous system that wants you to run away, or wants you to escape, or wants you to shut down, or wants you to petrify. And regulation is this capacity to stay compos mentis within that heightened energetic space. And what the heck does that mean, and how does one do that? I think it's of value to know that you are regulating energy. So you're regulating a noise inside your nervous system. That's all. It's not as though the sky is falling and you got to run. It's not as though balls are falling on top of your head. Yeah, it's not something outside that one can change. It is the experience of an enormous amount of noise and energy and information that you need to handle. You've got to handle it. I have experienced that in regulation, it's not that you shut down your feeling, it's that you even open it up even more. So your experience of something becomes richer and richer and richer, because you stay awake and aware inside of that energy and I call it noise because I find it's overwhelming. So people get overwhelmed and then they need to be regulated. Why are they overwhelmed? Because of noise, because of energy, because of tension. Things are too much for their system to be able to handle. Too much information, too much energy, too much noise, or unregulated energy. That's what dysregulation is. It's a larger amount of information than usual in your nervous system. Another point, the second point of value, is to know that your nervous system sits inside your body. So it's energy that you experience in your nervous system that needs to be regulated. It's nothing on the outside. What you are dealing with when you are overwhelmed is nothing on the outside. So the blame for the person next to you, or you think, there's an inconvenience for you, but it's not the actual inconvenience. It's causing the noise to heighten in your life, but it's not causing the overwhelm. The overwhelm comes from the inability to regulate the information, energy, noise. And we can only so much command and expect the external world to come as it should for us. So when it is presenting to us in a way that is inconvenient, then the overwhelmed person is not the person that's in a tricky situation, because we're all in them. The overwhelmed person is someone that has not yet developed the skill of regulating themselves within that situation. So as one matures, one does get to a place where you master the external world and you put things in place. Like you got food in your fridge, you got a job, you got some money, you got some friends, you got some hobbies. Those things one puts in place, like psychologically a healthy net that catches you when things go a bit off kilter. But the fact that things are inconvenience you is something you will never, doesn't matter how many regulated safety nets you have from the external world, it's never going to give you the talent of regulating when you are overwhelmed. Being overwhelmed is a physiological experience, and if one simplifies it to that and say that the noise is just in the body, then you can know that that's where the problem lies. The overwhelm lies in you and in your system. So then you go, okay, it's me, just me here in this moment. Yes, that's coming from the outside, but my overwhelm is my inability to put it together for myself. And so learning how to let that noise, information, and energy be in and through you and have it not make you stuck or have it not make you be pushed to the one side or pushed to the one side or make you fall over, that it's something that you can keep moving on the inside of you, is a nice skill in this difficult world to have. Sometimes I find that even waking up regulates. So that's why people say someone calm down or just stop and sit down, because they want someone to come into their thinking brain and then somehow the noise quietens down. There are practices that make the clarity of you coming into your own consciousness clearer, and the work that I do helps with that a lot. When one holds one's breath, that's why people say count to 10. It's just letting your breath happen. The breathing, this breathing is so vogue. Keeping your breathing going when you're in an ice bath is a way of teaching yourself how to stay alive and balanced even though it's very, very cold. But the work that I do takes it a bit more practically, and it strengthens the capacity to hold the noise, which is in your back. So if your back is staying back, lengthening and widening, and your hips are free, your knees go forward and away, and the relationship between your head and your neck is optimal, which is that your neck joint is allowed to be free and your head is allowed to sit forward and up off of the neck joint. Your spine's given all its space to lengthen as much as it wants. Your back stays back in the back and widens. Your hips are free and your knees go forward and away. That as an environment with open channels or paved roads that you've done through your thinking because you've become familiar with the directions, which are not complicated, and I have said and will continue to say forever, gives you, it develops an environment where within you control heightened noise and information. So the practice of taking time to think through your body and to help it be connected and integrated naturally so that it doesn't get stuck. Like if there's a lot of noise and you close in on it, it makes a bigger noise. You want this jumping around stuff to be flowing on the inside of you. And you want those channels to get bigger and bigger so that you can handle more and more information, more and more noise, more and more tension. We don't want to be traumatized. Traumatized is when the information is too much and it bowls you over, it breaks you down. So we don't want to go there. You want to develop a capacity to handle a little bit more information, a little bit more noise, a little bit more energy, and have an understanding that regulation is a conscious engagement with your own personal overwhelm, which lies in your body and your nervous system, and to which you have the keys, because you're basically the overwhelmed person. It's you. I'm sorry. It's not the other stuff. I'm speaking from personal experience, guys. We can all handle what we can, and then we can all practice to handle more. And we can all be aware that I'm overwhelmed. Sometimes people are overwhelmed for 80% of their life. This is not a pleasant life to live. One wants to get to a place where you have a bit of overwhelm that pushes you to develop more consciousness and more direction in your body. And then you want to have some time when you've got everything sorted, the channels are open, the energy's coming in, you're being satisfied with the experience of your life and you're not overwhelmed. So regulation is being able to juggle the energy and the noise and information that's in your system, which is in your body, in your nervous system, in your mind. Don't put your head under the ground like an ostrich. Either say to yourself, it's too much information, I'm going to run away from you, and then run away. But then when you can't run away, you have to wake up. So that's a good practice for this week, is to know when you are overwhelmed, it's not the information on the outside that's too much to bear. It is the fact that your body system is not quiet enough, compass mentis, conscious enough to direct the energy that's inside your system so that it feels like a peaceful river on the inside. Even if it's a big rushing flood, it can still feel peaceful and organized and regulated. It is an art and a skill, and something that one needs to practice. And I think something that this world will get better and better at, so that we can make a better and better world. Hope you have a good day, and thank you for listening. I will see you again.